But it's a good thing you will see us now wearing masks. Of course, that's something we want to continue to emphasize. And in terms of what the Lakers want to emphasize, they've been trying to figure out what is the best way to maximize LeBron and AD to get them ready for the season opener, but not push things too far, too fast. Of course, Game 6 of the Finals was on October 11th. Not much time has passed from then until now. And so for tonight's game, they will once again rest. We do expect to see them in the final 2 preseason games, though, and that's part of what we got into after Frank Vogel gave us the who's in, who's out in the starting lineup, as he did a couple moments ago.
Anthony, LeBron are going to be out. Bosa Antetokounmpo and Devontae Cacok are going to be out. And Wes Matthews and Dennis Schroeder will be in uniform, but I'm only going to use them in emergency. We're going to have I was going to give those guys out, but I want to make sure I have enough bodies. And I think that's everybody that's out. Our starters will be Taylor Horton-Tucker, KCP, Kyle Kuzma, Markieff Morris, and Marc Gasol.
Got it. Frank, just on LeBron and AD, how have you guys thought about the plan for how much to play them and how much how much game time you want to get them before the actual regular season opener?
Yeah, we've been, they've been participating heavily in practice, and we're going to stick these first 2 preseason games out. Hopefully, play in the final 2 preseason games. Play some in Game 3 and more in Game 4 to get as close as possible to a dress rehearsal leading into the regular season.
And then, Frank, for tonight's game, anything you're looking for in particular? It'll be the first time we get to see Marc Gasol in KCP, for example, but anything that you want to see tonight?
Yeah, I want to see us play through Mark a lot at the top of the key. In our 5-out type of spacing, he's an elite passer up there, so we've been working on the movement pieces around that. I think offensively, we can do a much better job than we did last game of our spacing. Just overall, just flowing into our offense, our flow offense, but also in the half court and our 2-man action. Those are the main things offensively for us.
All right, guys, and having Marc Gasol in the starting lineup is going to be the thing I want to focus the most on tonight. They didn't really have the type of threat that he provides from that spot last season, a guy that can pick and pop, a guy that can really pick passes out across the floor. So stay tuned for that. It's something he's done throughout his career and another exciting element that the Lakers will have on offense this season.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Mike. By the way, your mask looks great. I actually need to get one of those. Well done.
Appreciate that, Allie.
Lakers
take care, guys.
And Clippers. They'll tip off at 5:30 here on Spectrum Sportsnet. LeBron James, he's not in the lineup tonight, but he was getting some work in on the court just 9 days away from the start of the regular season. And coming up on Access, we need
healthy, and Laker fans, please stay safe and healthy out there.
Well said. How's your back?
My back?
Yeah.
It's good. I'm not LeBron or Anthony Davis, so my back is good.
Well, we just talked that you'll be carrying us in here.
It's going to be heavy. It's going to be heavy tonight because Big Gang going to stand over here and say, talk to the coach.
And I will follow that lead. Let's get into it. The Lakers open the preseason Friday, just 61 days after they won the title. So with LeBron, AD, and others resting against the Clips, the new guys took center stage. Montrezl Harrell went for 13 and 12 as they beat his former team 87-81. Wes Matthews added 8 points. Dennis Schroeder scored 10. The other new addition, Marc Gasol, did not play. But a nice night for these 3 making their Laker preseason debuts. Trez, Wes, and Dennis the Menace combined for 31 points. Each have some things to improve. Harrell made just 5 of 13 shots. Matthews missed both of his 3-point attempts. And Schroeder turned it over 6 times. But nonetheless, a lot of positives. And Fish, we will start with you. I think we were all surprised when we found out about Montrezl Harrell joining the Lakers this offseason. How big of a move is that for Lake Show?
I think it's huge. I was pleasantly surprised as well. Kind of came across a ticket. Everything comes across your cell phone now. So when it popped up, I was shocked, seriously. Not because, this is not a great place to be in the purple and gold, but I thought he really had become part of what the Clippers culture is now. And it just surprised me that he left. However, really glad to see him here. I think he adds a new energy and toughness and mindset that you need on a team that is trying to repeat as champions. You need guys that have not won yet to remind you of how special it is. And I think in particular in a season like this one is going to be, guys like Montrez will be able to remind LeBron and Anthony Davis and all the guys kind of still, a little damp from champagne back in October that everybody doesn't have that dampness, and we need to make sure we stay focused.
Adds a little nasty, like Geeter said in the postgame on Friday. When it comes to winning, you got to have a little nasty, and I think he brings that. Was there anything about him that you saw that maybe you didn't know coming into Friday? I loved when you said that he was like the modern-day Iron Man.
Yeah. He reminds me of the effort of AC Green. Never takes a playoff, but he has a little bit more talent than AC Green did. I watched this kid in Louisville destroy my Tar Heels from time to time, and I said, 6'8", 6'9", with that kind of effort, I said he's going to be made for the NBA, where he can play physical and play with men every night. So I saw him once against Ibaka. Ibaka's a tough defender, great shot blocker. Got an offensive rebound and took his time, got his shoulder, bumped him out of the way. And, so like Fish said, we lost Dwight Howard. We saw what he did against Jokic coming in. And we lost JaVale McGee. But bringing in Montrez, a smaller size who can play small ball, you won't have to take him out, I don't think, when guys, start playing small ball. So it's a huge advantage coming in.
And from Trez then to another new addition for the Lakers, Fish, what did you think of Dennis Schroeder in that signing? How do you like him on this roster?
Well, with the loss of Rondo, I think it was really important for Rob, guys in the front office, and Frank to find that additional ball handler, playmaker, other than LeBron. I think, we've all talked ad nauseum about what happens when LeBron comes off the floor in terms of the team's ability to create offense, to still get into the lane, get some easy baskets, and be able to attack in transition. And Dennis Schroeder is one of those one-man fast break type of guys. He's going to push the pace, and he's a well-rounded offensive player. I think early in his career, his perimeter shooting wasn't as consistent, and he's developed that now. So I like this addition for the Lakers. Essentially over the next 3 or 4 years, Schroeder, LeBron, Anthony Davis are set to go. KCP has a new deal. So you have a core group of guys that are going to be together for a few years, and I like what he's going to bring to the group.
One thing I don't think we can forget as the season goes along, and he actually touched on it in one of his opening interviews, was the valuable experience he gained with a guy like CP3, playing with him last year in OKC, and just what that did for him at that position.
Yeah, CP3, one of the last of Mohicans hanging around the NBA that can teach, Rondo. I think one of the reasons that Atlanta was interested in him, they have a young point guard down there that he can train a little bit. But you're right, Allie. When you find guys like, Schroeder, who can come in and have those kind of relationships with AD, he's already made a point that he wants to, get to know AD and learn those type of plays that, Rondo used to run with him, the alley-oops, the eye contact, all that kind of stuff. So, great asset.
And I think you need guys, LeBron it's like every season we see the same thing. Like, it's like if you just put in 28, 10, and 10, you can just run that for 2021. Yeah. But you can't continue to put the pressure on him during the regular season to have to be that type of player every night. Anthony Davis has that responsibility at this point in his career, but not LeBron. And so I think adding a guy like Schroeder gives you the opportunity on a lot of regular season nights. LeBron doesn't necessarily have to statistically carry the load, where Dennis can move the scoreboard. He's a guy that's going to get to the basket in the fourth quarter. He can create plays for himself and others. And it's just a great addition at a time where you can't continue to squeeze all the juice out of LeBron and expect him to take you to the mountaintop at the end.
It's always a good thing when you get younger as well. He's young. Let's get you live to downtown LA. Mike Trudell.
I was, going to come back.
Look at AD Sky to get that pass. Throw it down. Anthony Davis.
I thought it was just a great thing to go 5 years and be here in a place that I love and don't plan on going anywhere. So it's hard to leave, LA Nation.
And here's Davis, 4-3 in the win. Oh, it's good! Anthony Davis has won it for the Lakers!
We did something special. Ever since holding that trophy, I just want to do it again. LA is a place I want to be.
Daddy.
Yes.
Do the video.
Daddy,
There's your agent right there.
That's my agent right here.
An adorable moment there with AD and his daughter. AD decided to run it back, the tune of a 5-year, $190 million contract. And when LeBron signed a massive 2-year extension, it means that they will both be here for the next 3 seasons. LeBron is now scheduled to become a free agent in the summer of 2023. AD has an option for the 5th and final year of his new deal. So, Fish, I hear you have an interesting take on this. I don't think any of us were surprised that he would be back in a Laker uniform, but the length he chose with his new deal.
Yeah, I mean, so many franchise players like Anthony Davis is, they've been doing, 2 years, maybe the second year as a player option, or 2 years and a third year as a player option, so that they maintain that flexibility and the power and leverage over the organization to make sure the team is moving in the right direction. So I was surprised that AD signed a 5-year deal. I think he wants to be here, like he said. It lines up with LeBron's deal also. So I believe that was intentional. But look, I think the reality of where we are in society right now, sports is a very fragile thing at the moment. Even though we're here tonight, we could not be tomorrow in terms of COVID and the trajectory. So I think this is also security in the event that things change. And I like it. I think it's smart. I really do. I think this protects him for a very long time, no matter what happens. And congratulations to AD. It's been a great year. He's the 8th player in NBA history to win an NBA championship, an NCAA championship, and an Olympic gold medal.
And a FIBA World
8
Cup.
guys in NBA history.
It's impressive.
That's amazing.
That's impressive. Yeah. There's my reaction in real time. All right, so when we're talking 5 years, big game, what do you think he's looking to accomplish? Because obviously winning, it's got to be at the forefront. But we continue to remind ourselves he just reached his prime. He's going to be 28 in March. He's 27 years old.
It's crazy, right? In addition to what Fish said, security is important. But also when you find the perfect storm, if you will, or match made in heaven, he's 27 years old. Maybe he doesn't want to float around to 1 or 2 more teams and try to, max out contracts and, take advantage of the market that way. He's found a nice situation here. The Laker brand is a serious brand. And when you come here and accomplish what you wanted to accomplish your first year, and you're playing with LeBron James, and you see the future, you can win 2, maybe 3 more with LeBron, people are going to want to come and play with him and LeBron. So Los Angeles is a great place to live. And I think, like Fish said, it's a nice, security thing. Nothing's promised to us. So 5 years, he'll be what, 33?
Yep.
Yeah. So he'll still be young.
At the most. And I agree with James. I think the LeBron piece of this can't be lost. The opportunity that Anthony Davis sees to become one of the greatest players of all time by continuing to be successful as a team. This is LeBron's, final chapter of his career over this next few years. And to be a part of that journey, I think for Anthony Davis, he wanted that to happen. And these guys have big vision in terms of winning more championships. And it's great to see them in purple and gold. And, these guys are as close to Kobe and Shaq as you're going to get. Yeah. Their statistical performance, what they mean night in and night out to the team. And it should be great to watch. Want them both to stay healthy and continue to give us great basketball.
Good stuff from the both of you. And the both of you, no one knows it more than you guys, how much of a family the Lakers organization is, too. And the mutual respect and trust between both LeBron, AD, and the organization speaks a lot. Speaks a lot.
No doubt.
Let's take some time now to bring in Mike Bresnahan for Brez's 3-point play. 3 things that you are looking forward to in this game, Brez. First, you want to talk about the adjustments that the players will have to make this season, at least at the start with empty arenas.
Yeah, very much so, Allie. Lakers-Clippers first game the other night in the preseason in front of an empty NBA-sized arena. 19,000 fans would have been there, presumably. Neither team shot real well, 36%. Big difference from the bubble arena, so to speak. Remember back in Orlando, would have seated only about 5,000 people. So I think there might be some depth perception issues. A lot of dark areas back there in the background, as you can see. Also remember at the Orlando Bubble Court, they had a bunch of giant TVs kind of ringing the court there with virtual fans and Laker girls and whatnot. And so now you just have a massive arena. It might take a little bit of a bit of a wait to kind of figure out how to adjust to the new way to shoot in an entirely empty arena.
Second, Brez, Montrezl Harrell had a nice Laker debut, 13-12, but something caught your eye. What was it?
Yeah, you know, we know what he can do down low. All right, he was 9th overall in the entire league last season in field goal percentage, 58%. But the other night he said, I'm going to take it outside of the paint. 5 shots from 13 to 20 feet. He made only 1, so it's something he'll need to work on a little bit, but that's what the preseason is for. That's what the offseason is for as well. Obviously, a pretty short one for him, not as short as the Lakers' offseason, but he's definitely trying to add a new wrinkle to his game. I think that can only help him. Definitely, you want to get those defenders kind of cheating off you a little bit, maybe surprise him with a 14 to 18 footer here and there. Can only help his game.
And finally, with so many regulars getting the night off Friday, the Lakers only played 9 players. One of them was Devontae Cacok. What do you think about the two-way big?
You know, he's kind of like Montrezl Harrell. He's kind of an undersized center. He's listed at 6'8". Trez is 6'7". And Laker coach Frank Vogel, he brought up a good point the other day. He said, you know, a guy like Cacok can learn from a guy like Montrezl Harrell. As an undersized big man, you need to bring that energy every single night. Cacok did the other night. 8 points there. You see some pretty good numbers for him. And by the way, he was first team All-G League last season with the South Bay Lakers. 19 points, 12 rebounds, 66% field goal percentage. That's pretty impressive right there. But he definitely has the good motor. Don't know how much we'll see of him tonight, but a very good guy to learn from as far as Montrezl Harrell. As
they say, the NBA is an opportunity league. Good to see Devontae taking advantage. Well done, Brez. As always, still to come on Access the Kuzma.
Emergency. We're going to have I was going to get those guys out, but I want to make sure I have enough bodies. And I think that's everybody that's out. Our starters will be Taylor Horton-Tucker, KCP, Kyle Kuzma, Markieff Morris, and Marc Gasol.
Got it. Frank, just on LeBron and AD, how have you guys thought about the plan for how much to play them and how much how much game time you want to get them before the actual regular season opener?
Yeah, we've been, they've been participating heavily in practice, and going to stiff these first two preseason games out. Hopefully, play in the final 2 preseason games. Play some in Game 3 and more in Game 4 to get as close as possible to a dress rehearsal leading into the regular season.
And then, Frank, for tonight's game, anything you're looking for in particular? It'll be the first time we get to see Marc Gasol in KCP, for example, but anything that you want to see tonight?
Yeah, I want to see us play through Mark a lot at the top of the key. In our 5-out type of spacing, he's an elite passer up there. So we've been working on the movement pieces around that. I think offensively, we can do a much better job than we did last game of our spacing. Just overall, just flowing into our offense, our flow offense, but also in the half court, our 2-man action. Those are the main things offensively for us.
All right, guys, and having Marc Gasol in the starting lineup is going to be the thing I want to focus the most on tonight. They didn't really have the type of threat that he provides from that spot last season, a guy that can pick and pop, a guy that can really pick passes out across the floor. So stay tuned for that. It's something he's done throughout his career and another exciting element that the Lakers will have on offense this season.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Mike. By the way, your mask looks great. I actually need to get one of those. Well done.
I appreciate that, Allie. All right,
Lakers
take care, guys.
And Clippers, they'll tip off at 5:30 here on Spectrum Sportsnet. LeBron James, he's not in the lineup tonight.